Well, here we go again. Some more fishing, probably some more teeth, hopefully some big teeth today with some mackerel. We're going to go right out there, very fast, hopefully get some big Spaniards on board.
This is the Mackerel Islands, mate, so I guess we better get you a Mac so you can tell everyone you've been here and actually caught one.
Have they got any teeth?
Mate, they have got some teeth, yeah, so don't put your fingers near the mouth.
So how are we going to rig up for them then?
Mate, easy rig. First thing I'm going to get you to do is blow up a party balloon because we're going to have a mackerel party. Okay. So have that one.
No, I don't like green.
Don't like green? Well, take your pick.
Oh, party pack.
Party pack.
Red, because they go faster.
Okay.
Everything, you can have them.
All right. Away they go.
You want to blow this up?
Blow it up while I'm talking to the folks at home. Yeah, now, simplest rig of all, part of it we've made earlier, and that is one big hook. Chemically sharpened's good, so they got that nice sharp point on the end. And I've just put a bit of clear wire all the way up to a loop at the end. Next, attach it to clip swivel, clip it up. That's it, that's the hook section of today's events. Next thing, we get a very light piece of mono. I'm only using 4 pound. And there's a very good reason for this that I'll show you in a minute. Tie up. The old uni knot.
Never fails, mate.
Never fails.
So the reason why that's 4 pound, do we want that to snap off?
That's exactly right, mate.
So who's going to get the balloon?
Well, you can have the balloon, but the mackerel's probably going to take it. I'm using probably about 60 centimetres because I want the live bait that we're going to use, which is the live queenfish we caught earlier.
Oh yeah.
I want them to swim about 1 metre under the surface, and that's what we're going to do. So
there's your balloon.
There's the balloon. Let's tie them on there without cutting it in half.
Now I've heard some people in Australia, they use helium in balloons.
They do, mate, and the reason they use helium is to skip baits on the surface if they're fishing off cliffs like Quabbra or Steep Point, but we don't want to do that. The reason we're using a balloon and not a float is I want the wind to take the balloon out there behind us.
Oh yeah.
Get it away from the boat, and what it acts is not just a float but an indicator that something's going to happen. What we'll see is when the fish gets stressed, the balloon will start shaking around and then head off into the distance, and that's what we want, mate. So let's hope our balloons head off into the distance.
So it's like float fishing.
It's just like float fishing, but for a much bigger fish, mate.
Absolutely, not on the canal in England.
Not on the canal in England. Okay, so the party balloons are in place, but before the guests of honour showed up, we thought we'd try a bit of bottom fishing. And what better place than this to play a game of guess what the heck this is?
Finger mark. Big one.
That's a beauty. Have a look at that.
Hello.
That is the tastiest fish you will catch today.
How about that? That looked nice on the bathroom wall. Beautiful finger mark. That's where you put your fingers there, look. Looks like a love bite fish. Now, I've just been told this little critter is a Spanish flag. So, buenos dias, senor. Welcome to Australia. Beautiful stripes. That's why they call them a Spanish flag, aren't they? Sensational.
Like most Spanish food, these things are fantastic eating, and big mackerel agree. Spanish flags are my choice as the #1 mackerel bait, and I've never had one last longer than 10 minutes up here before getting nailed. So while Marshy was busy pulling more fish off the bottom, I stole his dinner and sent it out under a balloon.
Have a look at that.
True to form, the local Macs didn't even wait for the Spanish flag to get more than 50 feet from the boat before they had a big go at it. But something just didn't feel right. Well, I put the hook there. It probably should have been there. That's what a Spanish mackerel will do to the Spanish flag. Chomp.
Now, whether I'm trout fishing in England or here in Australia, I've got this little bit of a tradition happening. Silver coin, doesn't matter what it is. This is just a 10-cent piece. What I do, give it a kiss, throw it in. You're guaranteed a good day's fishing.
Marshy wasn't wrong there. As soon as his bait hit the bottom, the gold spot trevally shook the squid from his hook and ate it off the reef floor. Not realising his bait was gone, he struck, and then an amazing thing happened. The sinker was attacked repeatedly as if it was a small fish. What better example of why lures work than this? We let him in on the joke, and he sent some more bait down there. It didn't get halfway to the bottom before something powerful grabbed it and showed us a few knots that even we didn't know as it tied our rigs together.
Bit of nip in there. Yep. Oh, a nice spotted trevally there. Gold spot, beautiful. Oh yes.
Like all trevally, the gold spot is a tough fighter and okay to eat, but we released it to fight another day.
There you go. See you later. Well, I just dropped the bait over the side. It didn't even have a chance to hit the bottom, and I didn't even have a chance to engage the reel. And it took off like a steam train, and I'm getting some colour on him now. And yeah, wow, these little rods are certainly, yeah, it's a Spaniard.
With so many mackerel starting to come around the boat, we decided to abandon the bottom fishing and start a troll around the coral bommies or lumps in the area. As a rule, mackerel love to hang around any structure in 15 to 20 metres of water that comes up a few metres off the bottom, and you shouldn't bother trolling around flat ground as the reef seem to attract them like a beacon. It's a little known fact that mackerel will chase reef fish right into caves, and some bommies up here have 10 or 15 fish around them. As soon as we found the first lump, we struck mackerel almost straight away. As soon as we went over that coral bommy, my spoon went off. It went for a couple of short runs, so it could be a small mackerel. It's not huge. Now the last thing you want to do now is to just wrench it on board, because it's what we call green, full of life. If I bring this on board now, it's going to play havoc with everybody. So we're just going to let it tire a bit. And it's undersized because the new legal length for these now is 90 centimetres. And see, there you go. Now it's not green anymore. He'll still be okay to release, but now he's not going to try and kill me. You'll notice the wire trace there is very important.
Good pliers.
Thanks. And they're pretty good. There you go.
He's not happy.
He's not happy, but he'll be alright. Because of those teeth, Max are one of the few fish I keep my fingers well away from. And although he went back looking tired, within 2 minutes he was swimming around quite normally. Within another 2 minutes, Marshy was into yet another mac.
Gee, he took off like a train.
Certainly did.
Wow. How's that?
Water coming up. It's undoubtedly another small mac. They don't call this the Mackerel Islands for nothing. They're not lying.
Sorry, mate.
It's just done one wrap. There's probably a fish from the same school, but it does feel a little bit bigger and we got some colour. Ah, it's a sharky! Now that is a small specimen, but a specimen of a shark mackerel nonetheless. Now you can see they're quite markedly different from the Spaniards. Lots of gold spots. And they taste very much like shark. I love them. They have a strong sulphur smell when you cut them up to eat them. And that's where they get their name from, shark mackerel. What a beautiful fish. And I think they fight better than the Spaniards, but they don't grow anywhere near as big. Another fantastic day off Onslow. We ran the lures on the way home, but I don't think either of us could really have handled any more fish that day.
Now today I'm on a bit of a river. Well, it looks like a river to me.
Actually, it's a creek, Ian.
It's a creek.
Yep.
Now a creek in England's about that big.
They get a bit bigger than that up here.
Okay, now I'm with Bruce, and he's actually a gone fishing beach safaris guide and runs that business out of Perth. And it's a bit of a role reversal today. I'm going to literally teach him to throw this fly rod in 10 minutes. Now, Bruce, we're not going to use muleys today because they're a bit heavy on the fly rod.
Well, yeah, they would be. Notice the little lightweights.
So we're going to use some flies. Dead simple patterns, anything that's got a bit of flash into it. Pretty similar to a little bait fish type of thing that you're used to using. And the fly reels. First thing we should do is probably look at the fly rods and the reels, as they're a bit different from the old egg beaters. But we can literally get you on a fish in 10 minutes. How's that sound?
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah? Want to learn to fly fish?
Oh, yeah.
Let's do it then. Now, Bruce, rigging them up, dead simple. All you've got to do is just pull a load of line off, about a length of the rod, doesn't really matter. Grab the end, make a simple loop like that, okay, through the guides. And you can literally just thread it through like a needle, all the way to the end, and then you're not putting any stress on that rod.
None at all.
Okay, Bruce, that's the fly rod set up.
Right.
Now the flies. So it's a bit like an ammunition. Which one do we choose? This is the hardest part that everybody tries to sort of, they have millions of flies and they can't really work it out. Dead simple, mate. I reckon probably one of them. Dead simple pattern, okay. Nothing to it, a bit of bucktail, bit of flash to it, little eyes, so literally they swim like that way, Bruce. Now they ride upside down like that, Bruce, because they're deep running and they sit on the bottom and just sort of trundle along like that so they can't get any. If the eyes were upside down, that's what would happen. Yeah, so upside down is the best way to tie them. They're great. So dead simple. It'll take you about 2 minutes to tie that. Just bump it along the bottom, but I don't think this is going to have a chance to get to the bottom today. I'm really confident that we can get some fish out of here.
Let's hope so.
Yeah. So okay then, so remember we go up to there, back to there. So do you want to try that?
We'll give it a go.
Yeah, take the finger off that, that's it, and hold it in that.
Just like that?
Yeah, just like that. Just like that, not like that.
Right.
Okay, so lift it up. Okay, so
Yeah, get right.
that's it.
Let's go.
Okay, so we go stop. That's it, let it out a bit. Let it out, okay.
Quarter in, sure a bit.
That's it. And let it go. Right,
No.
okay, see how it crinkled up there?
Yeah.
Right, a lot of people do that because you're used to beach fishing and getting this sinker sort of here. And you load up there and the rod's loaded from there and you know when to let it go.
That's right.
Okay, now with fly fishing, you've got 90 feet of plastic line, which is that,
Yeah.
okay, but 15 yards of a fly line that's called a weight forward literally has weight, not as in sinkers, but it's heavier than the backing.
Right, yes, yes.
You understand what I mean?
understand that.
So you've got to generate this power. So if I said to you, imagine there's a target and you've got to hit a nail in the centre, you wouldn't hit a nail from back here, would you? And you wouldn't go like that because you'd miss and hit your thumb and start cursing and swearing, right? So it's nice sharp taps, sharp taps, sharp taps. Must turn and watch the fly line go to the back. So if you go to here, see?
All right.
Okay, and you go like that.
Turn it.
Yeah, if you might just want to change your stance to there. That's it, because then you haven't got to sort of do this all the time.
Yeah.
And just watch it go back, wait for it to straighten and forward.
So it's got to go straight and then put it out.
Whatever the back cast predicts, if it's a straight line back cast, you'll have an exact straight line forward cast. Like a mirror, you'd actually cast in two ways.
Ah.
See, when we salmon fish, we do two-handed fly rods called spray rods, and you literally spray out like that, and you've got enough time to literally have a cup of tea because the lines go miles that way. So I'll get out your way. And,
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, I think I should. Now, Bruce, I've actually got one on here.
That was supposed to be mine.
Mate, your cast is, you dipped it behind. So it went like that and like that. So it's got to be kept higher, okay? But let me just see how I'm playing this fish.
Yeah.
All right, just through the fingers, okay? And just keep the rod nice and high, then it's like a big spring. You know, you haven't got to worry about all that on the floor, all right? Now, if you keep the rod tip up like that, Bruce, they tend to just sort of tire themselves out pretty quickly, you know?
Very quickly.
Yeah. And they'll come in pretty gently. And lovely little queenie there. they seem to just munch these flies. Now these are pretty spiky things, and so what I tend to do is just gently nip it out. Okay, just follow the leader down there and just gently pull him out like that. Okay, and then he's free to swim off then. Off you pop. There you go. Beautiful. Come on then, Bruce. We still need a fish.
Yeah, you caught mine.
With Bruce doing pretty well on his own, Marshy thought he'd have some fun with the masses of small fish coming into the creek on the rising tide.
Oh, there he was, there he was. Oh, there he is again. Now they're right at my feet. They're right on the shore, so this is what tells people that you don't need to cast all this fly line off the reel just to get fish. They'll literally come right by your feet, they'll follow it right in, so don't just pick it up and start casting again. Let's see if we can do that again. Okay, so let it just settle for a couple of seconds, just so it starts turning upside down in the water. The fish start having a look at it. Bruce is going great guns now. No fish yet, Bruce. In a minute, any second now. Okay, look, strip, strip, strip. Now, here we go. This can be explosive. There we go, we're on. Yep. See, right at my feet, he's right there.
Yet another fish to Ian made Bruce wonder what he was doing wrong.
So, there you go. Lovely little GT there. Great little fish.
Bruce started thinking maybe it was the rod.
Right, you have that one. I'll have this one.
Oh, this is better. It's
Ah,
simpler.
yeah. Oh, he likes the good stuff, Bruce. Keep the rod tip down. Okay, strip it over the finger. That's it. That's a better size. See, your fly does work, Bruce.
Oh, yeah, make a liar of me.
See, he reckoned it didn't work, and I said it did, so we swapped. I said it did work, and there you go. Lovely little queenie there. Now these are so sharp.
Ian was getting almost a fish every cast, which made Brucey a bit depressed, but good things come to those who wait.
Hey, I'm on.
You're on.
I'm on.
Okay, now
Now what?
keep the rod high. That's a barracuda.
Oh, lovely.
Keep the rod high. Okay. That's it. If he wants to run, just let him run. Okay.
Oh,
Bring him there.
short fight, but
Mate, your first fish on fly,
and it has to be a barracuda.
and a barracuda it is. Mate, there you go.
Yeah,
Your first fish on fly.
thank you.
Well done. Hey?
Yeah,
There you go, mate.
brilliant.
We'll put him back.
You can have your light one.
And they've got teeth.